In this video, we're going to do just one rather complex example. Complex, but not difficult. We're told that a survey was taken in some country and found the probability. Oh, by the way, the survey of married couples. So each element is going to be a married couple. So not individual men and women, but married couples. We found out that the probability that the husband has a college degree is 65%. The probability that the wife has a college degree is 70%. And the probability that both have college degrees is 50%. So as soon as we get this set up, all of the questions will be easy to answer. And notice that the last thing we're supposed to do is draw a Venn diagram to represent it. Let's do that first. Once we have a Venn diagram, and I'll draw it down here somewhere where we can easily see it for the whole problem. Let's draw the Venn diagram right here. So we're actually doing part E first. This is the Venn diagram. And we know that it has to add up to 100% in total. Now, the tough part is just setting this thing up. We certainly don't want to put in two circles where one of them is men and one of them is women, because the overlap would not make any sense. Okay, that's not what we're doing. We're dealing only with couples here. So we're going to have, let me use maybe letters. How do I write? I want this circle to be the couples where the husband has a college degree. So maybe I'll call this H. But what H means is the event that the husband has a degree. Oof, can't spell. College degree. And W will be, again, these are both couples. W means the couples where the wife has a degree. So everything represented in this is couples. So the H circle is all the couples that where the husband has a degree. So that entire circle, now before I make that statement, realize what this means. This circle represents the couples where the husband has a degree. But inside this circle is this region. That means the wife also has a degree. So the middle region will be the percent of couples where the husband and wife both have a degree. This is the region where only the husband has a degree. This is the region where only the wife has a degree. And what's this region out here? Couples where neither has a degree. Okay? So this circle has to add up to 65%. Some of it will be here, some of it will be here. The probability that the wife has a college degree, 70%. So that circle has to add up to 0.7. Some of it is here, some of it is here. Here we get that the probability that they both have college degrees, that's this region right here, that's the one we can pick up that number and write it right here. 50%. So now we can fill in this region and that region. This circle has to add up to 65%, so we've got 0.50 here, so this will be 0.15. So of the 65% of the couples where the husband has a degree, this 15% portion represents the regions, the couples where the husband has a degree, but the wife doesn't. This 50% represents the couples where the husband has a degree and the wife has a degree. So what goes here? 0.20. Now these two add up to 70%. So what's missing? What do these three add up to? 50, 65, 75, 85. So left out here would be 0.15. Now we can see that the entire Venn diagram adds up to 1.0. If you ignore the decimal points, we've got 15 and 15, that's 30, and 20 makes 50, and the other 50 makes 100%, or 1.0. Now these questions are going to be trivial. So I'll just make a note that this is the answer to E at the bottom. All right, now all we need is this diagram, and we can answer all the questions. For a couple selected at random, find the probability that at least one has a college degree. What is that? That's the probability of being in the H circle or the W circle. H union W. That's all that is. So for us, we know that, let me write it down here, probability of H union W. Just the union is all of this region here, the figure 8. Just add up all the numbers in the figure 8. Add up those three numbers, and we would get 50, 65, 75, 85. 0.85. And if we wanted to use the formula, which maybe I'll just as a reminder of what we did in a previous video, the probability of H union W by the formula, counting formula, is probability of H plus the probability of W minus the probability of their intersection. So that would really be 65.65. Notice that 0.65 includes this 0.50 and then this 0.15. 0.65 plus 0.70, which includes the 0.5 again. And since 0.5 was counted twice, then we would have to subtract it here to get 0.85. So let's continue. What's the probability that neither has a college degree? Well, that's easy. That's this region out here. And how would we write that? The probability of, a couple of ways to write it, E union, H, not E. The probability of H union W complement. So remember what that is? By formula, that's 1 minus the probability of H union W. So neither has a college degree means you're not in this region where one of them has a degree. This region means either the H, husband, or the W, the wife, has a degree. Out here is where it's not, where neither one of them does. So this is 1 minus 0.85, which we already computed above. But we know, but just by looking at the diagram, that it's 0.15. If you can draw the Venn diagram, you can answer all the questions. What's the probability that the wife has a college degree and the husband doesn't? That means you're in the W circle, the wife has a degree, but you're not in the H circle. So if you're not in that circle, that means you're in this region right here, 0.20. So I could write that like, well, the answer is 0.20. And how could I write that in symbols? What is that region? Well, one way of saying it is it's W minus H. You take the W circle and you subtract H, which means subtract everything, the overlap, any part of this that is in H. Just like that. Or you could call it this. You're in W and you're not in H. You're in W and you're in H complement, which means you're not in H. There's only one region, one of these four regions, 1, 2, 3, 4, where you're in the W circle and you're not in H. You're outside of H. It's this one region right here. Exactly one has a college degree. What's the probability of that? Well, there are two places where exactly one has a college degree. It'd be either the husband has a college degree only or the wife only has a college degree. So you'd add up 0.15 and 0.20 to get 0.35, which is 35%. And one way we could represent that symbolically would be that it's the entire figure 8 except for this, right? Take the entire figure 8, which would be H union W, and then subtract H intersection W. That's one way of writing it in symbols. There are other ways. And not to get confusing, but maybe I'll write one of them down. The probability of this region right here is H and not W. Okay. Union with W and not H. So the union of these two sets in parentheses here, H and not W means this region right here. Not this one, because that's in W. H and not W is this region. W intersect H complement is W and not H, which is this region. So you add 0.15 and 0.20 to get 0.35. Okay, so as we mentioned, part E is the first thing that we did. We just drew the Venn diagram and we filled in all of the appropriate percentages for that problem.